This is not a test. This is not a test.
Welcome to Season 2 of Inside the Park on FSPN, the weekly recap show for South Florida high school baseball. I'm Brian, Uncle Muggs Gonzalez. I'll be your host today, and I'm going solo because my co-host, Jan Perez, is at practice at St. Brendan's with Coach Robles and Sebastian. They really have them grinding this season. And I want to say thank you to all of the coaches that have been giving me the caps. Thank you very much. We're going to fill up the wall with the caps. Except for St. Brendan's. I mean, they gave me this. ¿Qué es esto, papi? ¿Qué es esto? This is like a trucker's cap. I need a real cap, Sebastian. I need something, a little bit better than that. But seriously, I'm very proud to announce that we've partnered with Dick's House of Sport in Dadeland. Thanks to Andre, Justin, and Ernie over there, and everybody at Dick's. We'll be able to better engage now with the sports community in South Florida. And Dick's is committed and invested in South Florida high school sports. So with the support of Dick's, we'll be able to have a gift card every week for the player of the week. We had a couple of media days over there at the store this preseason, and they really have opened their doors to us. So coaches, athletic directors, fans, players, please go out there, check out the facility. Talk to Andre Espinoza. He's the marketing director over at Dick's in Dadeland. It's a fantastic place. There isn't anything like this in South Florida. It's more than just a store. It's a full-blown sports destination under one roof. They have every sport that you can think of. It's an immersive, all-in-one environment where athletes, families, and fans can try, learn, and get new gear for virtually every sport. All right, this week, we're going to start off the show with some recaps and highlights. And remember, if you have any good videos, home run videos, send them to this email, floridasportspm@gmail.com, and we'll get them on the show here on Inside the Park. On this week's show, we're going to have a couple of guests. It's going to be Edgar Michaelangeli, and he's bringing in some batting gloves, some custom-made gloves, and some safety products that are really cool, and you're going to like that. It's a brand called Grip. And then we have the founder of Black Cobra Media. He's going to come on at the end, so stick around to the end. And we have our player of the week, which is AJ Cruz of the West Broward Bobcats. Lots going on in today's show, so let's go. Let's recap the first week of games in South Florida high school baseball. We'll start off with the Class 7A champions, the Stoneman Douglas. The Eagles held off their Dade County opponent, the Monsignor Pace Spartans, 3-2. Jackson Taylor had a home run in that game and 2 RBIs. And Lorenzo Laurel had an RBI for the Eagles. On Tuesday, the Eagles' home opener versus another Miami opponent, the Miami Killian Cougars. Stoneman Douglas needed 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to get past Killian 2-1. Gio Rojas was on the mound for the Eagles, and he pitched 4 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, none earned, and struck out 8 Cougars. On the Killian side of the mound, Sebastian Perez threw 4 innings, allowing 2 hits, 0 runs, and 5 strikeouts. He only walked 1. So a great performance by both pitchers in that game. And on Thursday, Stoneman Douglas faced their 3rd Dade County opponent in a row, the Palmer Trinity Falcons. The Eagles put up 10 runs and allowing just 1 for Palmer Trinity. Randy Ruiz had 2 hits, including a home run, and 2 RBIs for the Eagles. And senior outfielder Angel Rodriguez had 4 RBIs with a grand slam. The Eagles' next game is against West Orange, an out-of-town team from Winter Park, Florida. That's on Tuesday the 17th at 6 p.m. And on Friday, February 20th, mark your calendars, Stoneman Douglas Eagles will play at Columbus at 6 p.m., and that should be a really good game. In another Monday game that you can see right here on FSPN, the Felix Varela Vipers took on the South Miami Cobras and their first-year head coach, Ozzy Gonzalez. And although Gonzalez lost his first game ever as a coach, this game still stands as a great memory for him and the entire Cobra team, which I expect them to do a lot better this year with head coach Ozzy Gonzalez. They have a brand new field over there in South Miami, so good luck to the Cobras. The Cobras' next game is at home against American High and the Patriots and their coach, J.J. Sanchez. That's at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, so come out and support the Cobras. Here are some more scores from Monday's games. The Braddock Bulldogs beat the Archbishop Carroll Bulldogs 4-2. The Thoroughbreds of Hialeah took care of Sunset 7-3 on Monday, and the Panthers of Palmetto won big over Coral Reef 11-1. Now let's move over to the Class 6A state champions, the St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders, led by their head coach, Joey Wardlow. The Raiders opened their season on the road in Naples against the Celtics of Newman, and they dropped that game 6-5. Newman put 3 runs in the first inning. The Raiders did battle back to take a 4-3 lead until Newman put 3 more runs on the board in the bottom of the 6th innings, and the Raiders were unable to come back from that one. Even though they scrapped for 1 more run in the 7th, they fell a little bit short. The Raiders came back the very next day and played on the road against Miami Killian Cougars, and that's a game that you can see right here on FSPN. It was a crazy game. The Raiders needed 7 runs in the top of the 7th to get past Killian. At one point, Killian was winning 6-3 with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. This is a must-see and exciting game. Home runs and an incredible comeback by the Raiders. The St. Thomas Raiders' next game is at home on Tuesday, the 17th, at 7 p.m. against ABF Homestead. And some other games that took place on Tuesday, the Columbus Explorers on the road against JC Bermudez and Coach Carlos Garcia in Doral. The Explorers took care of the Thunder, scoring 3 runs in the first, 6 more in the 5th. Senior Ralph Diaz went bye for his first home run of the season. Diaz had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Ricky Henderson Hernandez had 2 RBIs in that one as well. Johnny Perez, the lefty for the Explorers, started that game, allowing just 1 run and adding 7 strikeouts. On Thursday, Columbus traveled to West Broward for the Bobcats in a 7-8 battle of the Titans. Robbie Ozaroon went 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs, including a double. Diane Visidio had 3 hits, including a double, in a 9-5 road win for the Columbus Explorers over the Bobcats. The Explorers will play Florida Christian at home Tuesday at 6 p.m. The Explorers start the week off really good, 3-0. Here's some more scores from Tuesday, February 10th. The Crusaders of Dade Christian beat Archbishop Carroll 4-3. Omar Baldo and the South Dade Buccaneers put 15 runs on the board against Coral Shores. And the Barbara Goldman Gators shut out LaSalle 4-0. Florida Christian put up a perfect 10 against Matter Lakes. The True North Titans opened their season at home versus Pinecrest and shut them out 2-0 with a combination of pitchers. It was Aiden Santana, Sean Otero, and Alex Diaz that combined for the shutout. True North went on the road for their second game of the season, and that was Friday night against South Ridge. A tremendous pitching matchup between Will Foss and Isaac Vidal, 2 aces of Dade County, and that game did not disappoint. The Titans needed a bunch of runs in the top of the 7th to come back on South Ridge, and that's a game that you can see right here on FSPN. Also on Tuesday, the Coral Gables Cavaliers shut out Miami Beach 9-0, and it was Carlos Torres on the mound for the Cavaliers that only allowed 3 hits in 6 innings. He struck out 8 and only walked 1. Rodley Torres and Gabriel Martinez each had 2 RBIs, giving head coach Antonio Rodriguez and the Cavaliers their first win of the season. The Cavs would go on to beat I Matter Charter on Thursday at home 7-1, and their next game is Tuesday at home against Anthony Bello and the Coral Park Rams. That game is at 3 o'clock. Then on Wednesday of next week, it's the rivalry game that everyone has been waiting for. Miami Senior High School goes to Coral Gables. Don't miss that game. It's Wednesday at 3:30 in Coral Gables. Let's move over to the Class 5A state champions, the Matter Academy Lions, and they had their season opener on the road Tuesday against Mandy and the Southwest Eagles. And in another crazy game that you can watch right here on FSPN, there was 3 home runs in that game, a grand slam in the bottom of the 7th by George Lasher, Brian Fernandez, and Sakamela Yodekis. Both of them went deep for the Lions, who held on to win 11-8. The very next day, the Matter Academy Lions had their home opener at Westland Gardens, and the Lions were shocked by the Gulliver Prep Raiders in a 7-4 loss, and the Raiders were without their star Jacob Lombard. The Raiders starter Griffin Rampold held the powerful Lions lineup in check, allowing just 2 earned runs on 5 hits with 4 strikeouts. Chase Chern, Luis Flores, and Heath Rivera each had an RBI in this sloppy, error-filled game for the defending champs. And in their 3rd consecutive game, the Matter Academy Lions broke out against Miami Christian, shutting them down 11-0. Sakamela Yodekis hit a home run in that one, and Jaden Lau started the game and pitched a gem. 5 innings for the W. The Lions win. Even though Matter ended the week 2-1, they got a few things that they need to clean up over there. The Lions take on Everglades on Tuesday at home, and they go on the road next Friday and Saturday to play in Georgia against Colquitt County and Loudons. Mark your calendar, though. February 26th, the Columbus Explorers come to Westland Gardens at 6:30 to play the Lions. In the Class 4A, the champions American Heritage Patriots opened their season on the road against the Doral Academy Firebirds in another game that you can watch right here on FSPN. The Firebirds needed a home run in the bottom of the sixth from their all-star catcher, Javen Francois, to take the lead 2-1 and hold on for a victory. Luis Prieto added a home run in that game. Andy Espinoza came in relief for Vasallo to shut the door. Vasallo threw a gem for the Firebirds, allowing just 2 hits in 4 1/3, allowing 0 earned runs and 3 strikeouts. On Thursday, the Patriots beat Archbishop McCarthy in their home opener 7-2. Mark Asensio had 3 hits and 2 RBIs, including a double for the Patriots, and they're at home versus their Class 4A rival, the Belém Jesuit Wolverines, next week. In Class 3A, the state champion Miami Springs Golden Hawks had their season opener at the Nike tournament in Florida Christian, where they walloped Brito 14-2. And the next day, the Golden Hawks beat Slam Academy 12-2. They put up 26 runs in just 2 days. Next game is Monday at Gulliver, in a game that you can see right here on the Florida Sports Programming Network. The Southwest Eagles crushed the South Miami Cobras. Max Rico joined the Grand Slam Club by hitting one in the bottom of the third. The Eagles have 2 Grand Slams in 2 games. And here's some more scores from Wednesday, February 11th. The Crusaders of Dade Christian lost 14-12 to Archbishop Carroll. The Bulldogs took care of business. Ed Bonilla and the Miami Senior High School Stingarees, they beat Pinecrest 15-0. The Stingarees start off the season with 3 wins. Howard Cuervo and the Palmer Trinity Falcons edged Keysgate 5-4 on Wednesday. Doral Academy beat the South Broward Bulldogs 16-0. The Spartans of Monsignor Pace, they beat JC Bermudez by 2 runs to even their season record at 1-1. And here's an out-of-town team that we're going to keep an eye on because it's my buddy Andy Blanco, the head coach of Rockledge. They're up in Northeast Florida, and they beat Melbourne 10-0. Way to go, Andy White. Briggy and the Florida Christian Patriots took care of business 6-5 in their own Nike tournament. The Patriots improved to 2-1 in this 2026 season. On Thursday's games, the Ransom Everglades Raiders beat downtown Doral 9-0. Ransom Everglades starts off the season 3-0. Harold Martinez and the Braddock Bulldogs edged by Dade Christian 5-4. The Bulldogs start the season 2-0. And that's all the time that we have for today to recap the games. If we didn't get to your school or your team, we're going to probably get to them next week. Up next is our Dick's House of Sport Player of the Week interview, and it's none other than the West Broward Bobcats' AJ Cruz. Stay tuned right here on Inside the Park on FSPN. Welcome back to Inside the Park on FSPN. Uncle Muggs here from the Miami studios, and you just never know who's going to pop up on the FSPN studios. And today I have with me the head coach of the Doral Academy Firebirds, Coach Ralph Suarez. Coach, welcome once again to the show.
Thank you for having me, Muggs. It's always a pleasure to be on your show.
I had to get you on here today because this week you guys really blew up. The Firebirds went 3-0 in the first week of the 2026 season. In a season where you lost a lot of seniors, and we were kind of doubtful on what you were going to bring to the table, but you answered everyone's questions with a big win over the state champions, the American Heritage Patriots, to open up your season at home. And then you had 2 more consecutive shutouts. Man, can you talk to us a little bit about your pitching staff and overall what your team outlook is going to be for 2026 now that you have 3 wins under your belt?
Well, listen, DeRufi does a really good job with the pitchers, and he's prepared them and stuff like that. We're really young. We don't have a lot of experience other than Andy. Andy actually was Rollins #1 last year. So he has a lot of experience. All our other guys, they're super talented, but they lack experience. I'm very proud of them because they did a great job. They threw a lot of strikes, and they gave us an opportunity to win. And then having Fasha here is a big help also because he runs the offense. and he does a great job. And there's a great mixture of old school coaches here and some young guys, and I think it's a great balance, and it's helped us. But Muggs, at the end of the day, remember, it's February. You want to play your best baseball in late April or May.
Yeah, you did mention old school, and it's an old school additive that you need to be strong up the middle. And I think defensively, you are very, very strong up the middle. You got a great catcher in Francois, and then you have Caleb and Kobe, the double play combination up the middle, and an experienced Brian Ravello in center field. Talk about those guys and what they mean to your club.
Well, Kobe is the captain and runs a team. He's first of all, he's a great human. He works extremely hard. He's the first guy here, the last guy to leave. And so he kind of leads the way. And then, Caleb is a super talented kid, and Ravello, obviously, another guy who's super talented, great athlete and stuff. But again, it's early in the year for us. We don't have a lot of experience, so I'm sure we're going to go through some ups and downs. The important thing is for us, is to try to be as consistent as we possibly can.
You have a bright future and a couple of youngsters. Rodriguez played some really good first base. I thought R.J. Ben Cosme played some great defense in that first game. But the big surprise was the freshman right fielder, Louis Prado. Were you expecting that kind of power from Prado in that game?
Yeah, I actually probably Louis is one of the better 29s in the whole state of Florida. He's going to be a special kid. For the time he can, he does it all. He's got a great arm. He can run. He's got great bat speed. Ever since the fall, he came out and he just looks like he belongs. And the moment doesn't get too big for him.
All right, let's talk about next week. Next Tuesday, you have a tough same Class 6A opponent in the Southridge Spartans, and Mo's beefed up over there. They got Baniagua and Pfeiffer, and you're going to be on the road. Tell me about that game and a couple other games that you have another state champion on your schedule.
Well, Mo does a great job over there. He gets those kids to play extremely hard, and they're going to come out and give us our best and stuff. And that's what we want. We want to play everybody. That everybody gives us the best, and that makes us better when we get close to the playoffs. Obviously, you're talking about March 13th. We play Douglas, and ever since the 22 season that they beat us 3-2 when I had Frankie Menendez on the mound. We haven't been very competitive with them. Hopefully this year we can be a lot more competitive. They're coming to our place to play. It should be a great atmosphere again, like the American Heritage game. And hopefully our kids can compete and, play good defense. The thing I told the kids is if we throw strikes and we catch and throw the ball and we strike out less than 10 times, we're going to win 90% of our games.
All right, Coach, one more thing about your coaching staff. You got a couple new faces in there. Like you mentioned, you have David Fanshaw, the Class 3A champion with the Miami Springs Golden Hawks, and he brought over Coach Dominguez. You have your mainstay there in your pitching coach, and, of course, George Carrion helps you out. Tell me how much adding Fanshaw and Dominguez to your coaching staff helps you out.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge because, again, you have Fanshaw, who's a young guy even though he's coached for a long time, he's still young, and he brings a lot of energy and a lot of knowledge to the game. And then you have an old school guy like Dominguez who has a lot of passion. He helps out Willie, and he's taking a great role for us. And like I said, between me, Richie, and Dominguez, we're the older guys. And then you got David and Willie, or the younger guys, and Carry On. It's a great mixture. The most important thing is we have a lot of great humans around this program and a lot of guys that know as much as me or more than me. And that's what I want to do is have people around me that are good baseball people and good humans.
Yeah, and I've noticed you're not very hands-on. You only come out there to change the pitcher. So you got Fanshaw waving guys in, Dominguez and Carry On helping you out during practice. So I got to hand it to you. You really know how to put the right people around you. And are you coming to us from your snack bar there, your concession stand?
Absolutely. Being the head coach, you still got to do some. You got to do some of the dirty work.
Oh, man, that's too funny. All right, head coach of the Doral Firebirds, I want to thank you for taking your time this morning, this Saturday, and coming on Inside the Park. We'll see you out there Tuesday. We'll see you for Stoneman Douglas, and I wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, buddy.
Thank you, Muggs, and thank you for all the coverage that you give all these high school kids. And God bless you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
folks, stick around. We're going to have AJ Cruz, the player of the week for the West Broward Bobcats coming up next, right after this. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Inside the Park on FSPN, brought to you by Dick's House of Sport in Dadeland. And now it's time for the Player Spotlight, and it's time for the Dick's House of Sports Player of the Week. And this week, our Player of the Week is from the West Broward Bobcats. It's AJ Cruz. AJ, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Mike. How's it going?
Man, all good. Well, I want to congratulate you, and you are the very first Player of the Week, and you will receive a $100 gift certificate or a gift card to spend there at Dick's House of Sport in Dadeland. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks so much, Muggs. It's truly an honor. Thanks a lot again for having me. I'm super excited.
Well, let's talk about what got you these honors, man. It's not every day, it's not every week where somebody hits 3 home runs in 1 week, 2 of them against Columbus, and you had 8 RBIs. Walk me through those home runs. How was the first one like?
Yeah, so the first one actually came on our first game against Pines Charter. And honestly, I wasn't having the best day at the plate up until that point. I was already 0 for 2. And I was actually in an 0-2 count, so it wasn't a favorable count. He left me a curveball over the play, and I stayed through it and drove it over the right center field fence. So that's how the first one went.
So, yeah, it looked like the next home run against Columbus, and unfortunately a 9-5 loss. So you guys start off the season 1-1. I think you have a game coming up next Tuesday against South Dade. But, yeah, you hit 2 home runs against Columbus, which is not easy to do, and it looks like you're hitting the ball hard up the middle. Did that first one go straight away center or maybe to the right side a little bit?
Yeah, it was about right center, pretty center, right center area. But so the second one against Columbus was another 2-strike count. I'm pretty sure it was 0-2 again, actually. And he came in with a fastball that I wasn't exactly looking for, but I caught it pretty good, and that one went to straightaway right field. So that one felt good on the line. It gave my team a lead in the first inning after we conceded a run. So it felt good.
Yeah, that last one looked like an absolute nuclear bomb. I mean, and I love the bat toss, and I love the Euro step. What's with the Euro step when you come to home plate?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my celebrations, go-to celebrations when I hit a home run. I usually end it with a little kiss to God. I'm blessed to hit this home run, but the umpire wasn't really having it that game. He didn't want our helmets off before we touch home, so not that game. But yeah, that third home run, it definitely felt great. I mean, I was just going up there hunting. I mean, confidence was really high. I really wanted to help my team get back on top. We were already losing at that point, so just wanted to keep the line moving, and I got a pitch that I wanted, and I ambushed it. So.
All right, let's talk about the games that you have upcoming the rest of the season. You have a pretty tough month of March where you play American Heritage, the defending champions at home, and also you play Chaminade Madonna. And if you get Spencer, the lefty, that's going to be a tough week for you guys. Any other games in the schedule that you're looking forward to this season?
Yeah, so those 2 teams are obviously 2 great teams, and I mean, they each have great pitching, but my guys are confident, and no matter who it is, we're going to play our brand of baseball. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of good teams on our schedule. I mean, we have one of the hardest schedules in Florida, and we know that when we take the field against those top teams, we're just going to have to trust each other, and we're going to have to play our brand of baseball. Yeah, another team that I'm looking forward to playing against is definitely Key West, because, I mean, I know it's going to be a fun trip. I actually went down there as a freshman with West Broward, and we got a 2-0 sweep in that series. So I'm sure it's going to be a fun trip. We're definitely going to face one of the top arms in the country in Donovan Theory. So, I mean, it's going to be a great time, and hopefully we come out with some wins.
Let's talk about some of your teammates. You got a great catcher in Sarkos. You got a couple of great pitchers in Sabater and Ace. Who else in that ball club do we need to know about?
I mean, I can talk about my guys all day. I mean, I'm super confident in my team. I mean, Manu hits the crap out of the ball. He's a great defender. Ivan, he's going to shove it. Ace is going to shove it. I mean, a few other guys that you haven't mentioned that are on the top of my head are Adrian Bermudez. He's going to Missouri State. Ethan Lindor, another one going to Missouri State. I mean, those guys are going to compete each and every day. Everett Swazo as well. I mean, we're really competitive, and I'm super confident in my guys.
All right, tell me about your recruiting process and what college you to choose that particular university.
Yeah, so my recruiting process was a little different. I mean, there was some big schools, there were some smaller schools, there was mid majors, JUCOs. I was really keeping all my options open, just because of how the transfer portal works these days. I mean, I really wanted to go somewhere where I was confident that I had a real shot of playing as a freshman. And I mean, Stanford just made it really easy for me with the coaching staff. I mean, they're such an amazing group of coaches, and I can't wait to put on that uniform. I mean, playing for them is going to be amazing, and they play a very competitive schedule in Alabama. I mean, it's a great location, so I'm super excited.
All right, but let's get back to the present day and this season. As a player, in the beginning of the season, do you set yourself any goals or any expectations? Because, I mean, at this rate, you're going to hit 40 home runs by the end of the year. You're going to break the state record.
Well, that's a lot. I mean, I don't know if we can expect that out of me, but I'm going to try my best for sure. But I mean, in particular, I mean, the real only goal that I can think of when you ask me that question is just getting to Fort Myers and winning it all. I mean, that's definitely the forefront of my mind right now, and that's what's on our team's mind. I mean, it's our number one goal. So we're really trying to break through. And we've been in the regional finals for the past 2 years, and now we really think we have the squad that can get to the top.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Last year you weren't with the Bobcats, but they made it to one game from Fort Myers. How much does that mean to your head coach Howard Stein, and the rest of the coaching staff? How much would finals appearance mean to the entire school?
Yes, sir. So Fort Myers is one thing that we pretty much talk about every day. I mean, it's our biggest goal. It's going to be our biggest accomplishment, hopefully, this year. I mean, it'll mean the world to us, and it's what we really want. I mean, we're a very senior heavy team, and we know that this is really our last shot. So, I mean, it'll mean the world.
Okay, AJ, it's time to break it up a little bit. Enough, there's baseball talk. I'm just going to ask you 3 questions that have nothing to do with baseball. Well, maybe a little to do with baseball, but in a way for our fans and your fans to get to know AJ Cruz a little bit better. Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who is AJ Cruz's favorite Major League Baseball player and why?
Oof. I mean, that's a great question. I love Javi Baez, Fernando Tatis, Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, those are the top 3 that come to my mind, but the one that sticks out the most is Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he's from a different planet, and I feel like I can watch that guy strike out, and it's always a great at bat. You know what I mean? I mean, he's just a freak of nature.
Yeah, we're blessed to be able to see him and live in the same era as him. All right. Any hobbies or any special skills that AJ Cruz might have that we need to know about?
Well, I really like to, I guess, play Clash Royale. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty good at that. I mean, pretty much Clash Royale, Fortnite. I mean, I like video games, so.
So if baseball doesn't work out, you could be a Clash Royale world champion.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. What is AJ Cruz's favorite artist? Like, what do you listen to in the headphones?
Oof. I mean, it's a very wide variety, but if you had to ask me my favorite, I would probably say, I mean, Bad Bunny kills it every time. I mean, he's awesome. I can listen to him all day.
You can't go wrong with that Boricua. He blew everybody away in the Super Bowl. All right, buddy,
Yes,
before we say goodbye, any shout-outs? Who do we need to recognize? And you better throw Dad in there because I've seen him in airports with you.
Yeah, cool. So obviously, all glory to God first and foremost, and also my parents. They've helped me get to wherever I am and wherever I'm going to. And shout out to my teammates. I mean, I love my guys, and I can't wait to blow some people away. We're really gonna surprise some people. So yeah.
Well, folks, there you have it. If you didn't know him before, you sure know him now. He's our player of the week, and he's AJ Cruz of the West Broward Bobcats. AJ, thank you again. And you got to tell your coach Stein to get me one of the hats, man. I need some Broward hats.
Yes, sir. We got you. No worries. Thanks so much for having me, Uncle Mugs.
All right, thank you. Thanks for your time on a Saturday, buddy. All right, that's it. We're going to have two more guests coming up after this. We're going to have Edgar Michaelangeli and his really cool batting gloves and safety gear. And stay tuned because soon after that, it's Black Cobra Media and my guy, William Prince II, right here on Inside the Park. Welcome back to Inside the Park on FSPN, brought to you by Dick's House of Sport in Dadeland. I sure hope you enjoyed the recap segment of the show. And now it's time for our first guest with his batting gloves and safety products. It's Edgar Michaelangeli. Edgar, welcome to the show, buddy.
How's it going? Thank you for having me here. This is an awesome setup that you have here. I really appreciate you having me here. And, this is something that high school sports really needs. So I really appreciate you doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. And I can't wait to hear about these products. But first, tell us a little bit about you. What's your baseball background like?
So I pretty much been playing baseball all my life. I was born in Venezuela, but I came here at an early age. I went to Gulliver when I was little, and then I went to Tampa. Then I came back to Miami, and I was coached in high school by a great coach, none other than Ernie Padron.
Ernie, that's our guy.
Yeah, he's
a legend.
He is a legend, and he really showed me really how to practice because. The only thing I could remember is that we were running college-like practices in high school, and that really is where I developed. That's where I became who I really was. And then after that, I was blessed with going to University of Miami and playing there.
All right, tell us about these incredible products and how you got into the batting glove and safety gear industry.
Yeah, so I pretty much, after college. I pretty much went into working and doing all of that. Then I went to coaching. Then after coaching, I kind of went into the manufacturing world. And once I got into the manufacturing world, I fell in love with the process. I fell in love with making products. And that was really where I found my passion. And with that passion, I pretty much transitioned it back over to baseball. And now I have a whole line of collections of products that I feel proud of. And we have first our batting gloves, the long cuff batting gloves, but we're going to be coming out with the short cuff batting gloves coming next month. We have the elbow guard, leg guard, hand guard, sliding mitt, and arm sleeves, which all combined into one collection.
Well, these are fantastic. And again, the name is Grip.
Yes, sir.
Great name. Your marketing people need a raise. It's a tremendous name.
Yeah.
And this particular collection comes in this color, but they can be custom made as well, right?
Of course. So we do team deals. We're talking to a lot of teams and academies and summer academies, and we're going to be doing a lot of custom work with these academies. That's one of the things that I pride myself in. I really like designing the products, and coming the summer, we're going to have a lot of academies wearing our products.
Now, are these made here locally, or you do have some sweatshop in Singapore with a bunch of people?
Yeah, this is all Miami. So this is a Miami-based company, and we like I said, I come from a manufacturing background, so this is something that I'm very proud of, and that this is a Miami-based company.
All right, what would be the turnaround time on the collection, and then the turnaround time on the custom-made stuff?
Yeah, so as far as the collection, this collection here is the Day One's collection, is a mint blue with a white. This collection we have in inventory right now, so you could go online at gripbattingglove.com and you could make your purchase there. But as far as the customization, it takes a month and a half in order for me to make that bulk order.
All right, so can I try one of these on?
Of course.
Okay,
of course.
So this is the batting glove. This is what started everything, and then it continued on to all the rest of the gear. So I'm going to try one of these on right now. Uncle Muggs here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take off my state championship ring that I got from the Class 5A champions, the Matter Academy Lions, before I try on the Grip batting glove.
Shout out Humberto.
No. Hey, right away, can I tell you the quality on this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is like rich Corinthian leather. What kind of leather is this?
So that's Cobra leather. So that comes from a hair sheep. So
Wow.
it's a different type of leather. It's a very supple leather where it's stays moisture. It stays like a butter feel to it. There's gone through a lot of iterations. this whole process of the batting glove building process is taking me about a year to, the adjustments, the fingers fitting right, making sure the curvature of the glove is hugging the hand just right, making sure the wrist is tight enough but not too tight. So all of those adjustments took me about a year, but come October, I pretty much felt comfortable with bringing it out to the market, and slowly but surely, we've been having great reviews.
All right, tell us how our fans can get a hold of these grip products, and then tell us, I know you can't spill all the beans, but tell us what the future and that MLB deal that you have coming up.
Yeah, so like I said before, you could go to gripbattingglove.com and you could make your purchase there. You could also, follow us on Instagram, Grip Batting Gloves. You could follow us on Facebook, on TikTok. We're everywhere. We're also going to a lot of the South Florida tournaments. We're going to be going to the, USSSA tournaments. We're going to be going to the Perfect Game tournaments, Prospect Select tournaments. So you're going to be seeing us in a lot of tournaments as well. So if you do see us out there, make sure to say hi and check us out.
All right, tell us about what's coming up. What's the future like for grip, batting gloves, and safety gear?
Yeah, so we're very excited. We're a very young company, less than a year old. But, pretty soon we're going to be announcing our first MLB player that signed with us.
Nice.
So we've been very blessed. We have great product. I believe in our product, and we're very excited to come out with our first major leaguer. We also have one of my friends from the San Diego Padres. He's also going to be wearing it as well, Anthony Villar. And shout out to Anthony. He got a big league invite this spring training, so he's going to be competing in the big league in camp.
Westminster in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So in the future, we're going to be coming out with new collections. The next collection is going to be a black collection coming out in the next couple of months. So just be in the lookout for that.
All right, Edgar, I really appreciate your time. Some really quality products here. Beautiful. Take advantage of this. Can we give them a little coupon code?
Yeah, so if you want, you could go on the website, gripbattingglove.com, and on checkout, you could put on all caps, GRIPFAM, GRIPFAM, and you will be getting a discount for your purchase there.
There you have it, folks. Get yourself some good quality gear that looks incredible. All right, you ready to have some fun? This is a segment where we call it the Change Up. It's where we ask you 3 questions that have absolutely nothing to do with baseball or business, just in a way to get to know Edgar a little bit better. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, in the morning, is Edgar a Dunkin' Donuts guy, Starbucks, or do you get your cafecito at the window?
I'm going to have to throw a change up on that one, and my cafecito comes from my beautiful wife. She makes cafecito every morning for me, so I'm very blessed to have that.
Smart guy. Threw a change up at the change up.
That's how you do it.
When you're on vacation, and I know you're a busy guy with a startup company like this, it must take a lot of your time, but when you have a minute to take to yourself and your family, what's your go-to vacation spot? Where you like to hang out?
I love cruises. We've been going to cruises a lot lately, and just the ability to just not worry about anything. There's no itineraries. You just get on the boat and just have fun. That's really cool. But if we do go somewhere, we really are looking forward to going to Lake Como or Amalfi Coast, anywhere in Italy.
Nice.
So I love Italy.
That's when you call Muggs to go with you.
Yeah, so you're going to be coming with me.
You heard that. You heard that.
And we're going to be doing some shows over there, too.
Vamos a Italia. All right, final question. Everybody has to think about this one a little bit. What is Edgar's favorite restaurant, and what do you eat when you go there?
My favorite restaurant, as far as like on the go, we love Chipotle. I think that I've been going to Chipotle since college, so it's been decades. I'm aging myself right now, but I've been going to Chipotle a lot.
Nothing wrong with Chipotle. I just picture you being more like a Ruth Chris kind of guy.
Yeah, I love Ruth Chris. that's the best steakhouse. That's the best steakhouse. Right across Ruth Chris in Coral Gables, there's another Italian restaurant that we love going to. Cafe Abraci.
I love that place.
That place, for me and my wife,
tradition.
That place is the best.
All right, there you have it, folks. If you didn't know him before, you know him now. His name is Edgar Michaelangeli, and he represents Grip Batting Gloves and Safety Products. And Edgar, thank you for your time once again. And stay tuned, folks. We're going to have another interview right after this, and you're going to really, really enjoy this guy. Not that Edgar wasn't any fun.
Come on, man.
but you're going to know this guy from his video. Stay tuned. And again, thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Muggs.
Welcome back to Inside the Park on FSPN, and it's time for our final segment, and it's brought to you by Dick's House of Sport in Dadeland. Our next guest, Edgar, if you're in the baseball space, okay, if you're in high school baseball, travel baseball, you've had to have seen his videos. The quality is off the chart. I mean, it's at another level, and he just gets the best games. He gets the best athletes, and he really explodes them. His name is William Prince II, but everybody knows him as Black Cobra Media.
Yes, sir.
William,
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
welcome, buddy. Welcome. Pleasure to
Yes,
have
sir.
you here.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
And I'm sure everybody's curious to know a little bit about you and how. Well, where are you from? Where are you from? Alabama?
Yeah. So grew up in Birmingham. I played my high school career at Thompson High School there in Alabaster. And believe it or not, I wasn't a baseball guy. I was a football guy. And it's funny because I'm about 6'2", about 350, 360, but I played running back in the day. So my kids now, they're like, they don't believe it when I tell them that because they think I'm an offensive lineman. But yeah, I was a football guy back in the day, and I played 2 years at the University of Alabama in Birmingham. So
All right. So now let's talk about what you do now for a living. And it's unbelievable because I try to be like you, and I know I'll never get to that point with the quality that you have with the videos. Edgar, his videos are off the chain. He travels all over the United States. I mean, I've seen you out there in Corona, California, Mississippi, and he's famous for a tagline, which I love, which everybody knows it when you hear it. It goes,
yeah,
Black Cobra
that's
Media.
it.
That's you.
That's it.
Tell us how that started and
Yeah.
how you got into this creative space.
So Black Cobra Media just started. Me and my business partner were actually having like a brainstorming just meeting, and we literally just started throwing out like these random animals, and Black Cobra kind of stuck, and that's kind of where the name originated from. It wasn't anything special. We just kind of brainstormed and had that. Now that comes from a guy that played for North Cobb Christian High School. We were literally doing some pregame, and I was just kind of hanging out in the dugout, just kind of like I do, getting some content. And he did it one time, and I heard it, and I looked at him, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to do that again." Pulled the camera out. He did it again for me, and I didn't think that it would kind of have that kind of impact. Like people, like I'll go to the parks now, and like I'll just be walking, and I'll hear that noise, and I'll just kind of throw my hand up to acknowledge that like someone saw me, and I see them. But it's definitely pretty cool hearing the kids do that. So
Yeah, hey, let's talk about getting around, Edgar. I've seen this guy in Alabama. You were in Hoover, Alabama last season, right? This past summer, I thought I saw you in Alabama.
yeah, it's the travel schedule for me. Is kind of hectic, especially in the summer circuit. But even during the high school season, like I covered JUCO baseball as well. So I was down in Panama City to start the year. I go to Savannah, Georgia, this coming up weekend, and then I'm down in Tampa to shoot at Jesuit the following week. So I usually make about 10 to 15 out-of-state trips throughout the course of spring, summer. So it's a busy schedule.
Incredible. And Edgar,
Wow.
you should see him, man. He gets around in the field. This guy's down on the ground on one knee. Then he goes over to the bullpen. He'll come behind the plate, and he doesn't
That's
stop,
incredible.
man. He doesn't stop. And the quality, Willie, it's just amazing, man. I don't know how you get those incredible shots. Another guy that I'm in awe of is Ryan over at YP Youth
Yes.
Prospects.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys have taken it to another level as
Yep.
far as the quality goes. And the creativity and just the editing and everything is just unbelievable. How did you get into this space? Are you like a photographer or something? How'd you get into this?
Yeah, so I was never creative in high school. Like I said, I played sports. I picked up a camera. It was a Black Friday. I'll never forget Black Friday of right before COVID, so 2019. And then I was doing more like models, and I was doing like newborns and kind of marriages. It was good, but it felt kind of like work. And I had fun. What people don't know about me is I was a college baseball umpire. So that's kind of how I got my start. I umpired college baseball for 3 years. Then I tore my meniscus in the spring of 21, and that's kind of it kind of set back my progression and like my advancement. I still had my camera. And one thing about me, I live in Atlanta, Georgia now. So I'm 10 minutes from East Cobb and I'm 15 minutes from Lake Point. So I'm in the perfect spot for baseball. So that's they gave me access to kind of come in and do my thing. And then from there, it just kind of exploded and took off. So,
And I had a great time this year at Lake Point.
Mhm.
And this is,
Mhm.
I mean, they have everything there. It's all for the fan experience. It's unbelievable.
Mhm.
And they have the greatest facilities, and you sit under shade, and the fields are impeccable. Beautiful backdrop. Yeah, good place. I hope we can go back there again. Now, Willie, what's in the future for Black Cobra Media? What can we expect? What can your fans and our fans expect from Black Cobra Media this upcoming summer?
Yeah. So cool thing, I have my own branded event this year. Shout out to my alma mater, Thompson High School, and Coach Frankie Perez. They are hosting the Black Cobra Invitational for me. So I've got 12 teams coming out of state, 2 teams from Tennessee, a team from Georgia, and then 9 teams from Alabama. So I'll be doing that this spring. That's in March. And then, I'll still be covering obviously the high school and the travel circuit. One thing that me and my team are looking at getting into this year, we want to start doing more junior college baseball just to give those guys a lot more love. And B, I love to travel and vlog. So we're working on some things now for me to do like some, for instance, like Georgia Tech or University of Georgia, like game days where I'll go and maybe I'll try the coach's favorite restaurant on Friday. I'll go like catch a game day experience on Saturday, and then like we'll do some kind of team event on Sunday. So we're working on doing more vlogging stuff, but obviously the game highlights for high school and travel will always be kind of the staple of my channel. So
Hey, Willie, what's the age group for that tournament in March?
it's a varsity team. Yes, so all the varsity programs.
Yeah. Any advice you have for the up and coming, either somebody pushing products or doing video like you? Any advice from over the years of your experiences?
Yeah, the biggest piece of advice that I tell, even I'm 36 years old, so there's a lot of younger creators and people that sell products, people that have businesses. The thing that I was just very good at, and just being aggressive and just making myself available. Just going out to games. When I first started, I was shooting a lot of stuff for free just to kind of get my name out there, make connections, meet coaches. So I would say, don't be afraid to just go out and shake some hands. That's the biggest thing. No one could ever book me if they didn't know who I was. And I've done a good job of just being present. And obviously I'm a big guy, so you can't miss me. But I've been present and just reaching out to coaches, telling them I want to come out to their game. So that's really my probably biggest piece of advice for anyone looking to
Yeah, that's
start.
what I've been noticing. I've been
Mhm.
going to tournaments as well, but I kind of been on the vendor side of things, and I've been
Mhm.
giving away batting gloves, protective gear, and stuff like that. And
Okay.
yeah, like that's the way to go. And I really appreciate you answering that.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate what you're doing, Willie. Not only for the content part of it, but you're really exposing some of these athletes and giving them the notoriety that they deserve and they otherwise wouldn't receive. How fulfilling is that for you when you see the guys that you film move on to the next level, like
Mm.
college or pros?
I just did I was talking to a coach the other day, and it's very cool now because I started in 21. So some of the guys like Max Clark, Drew Jones, Tamar Johnson, like those guys are kind of working their way up through minor league ball. So it's fun to watch their journey. One of the most important things that I say, even for these high school kids, is when I get to film the game, I'll never forget. I was at Lake Point, just doing a regular game, and one of the grandmothers she saw me and noticed me from shooting the state championship game, and she said that she goes back and watches that video usually like once every month. And she was like, just the fulfillment of knowing that, yes, we're giving these kids exposure and we're bringing them into the spotlight, but these parents and families can go back and have these memories forever. So grandma said she goes back once a month and she'll relive that championship game, that game 3 that her grandson played in. And I think stuff like that is definitely special to preserve memories. Funny thing is, it's so I've got some guys that do some freelance work for me. People like I'm the one that go to all the games. I still do all of my editing. Now, every now and then I'll have a couple guys that'll come take photos. But you mentioned YP earlier. That's one of my guys, and that's a guy I love to shout out because as far as the baseball community goes in this high school and travel ball world, he was one of the guys that kind of like he's my goat. So I definitely followed him and looked at his videos a lot. And even as a fan, I'll take my lunch break and I'll still turn on Youth Prospects and watch his videos. So he's a guy that I definitely have a lot of respect for in this space. And then like I said, just all the creators in Georgia. There's a lot of Georgia obviously gets a lot of talent, but there's a lot of hardworking people. Coach M Media, Ben with YP, Prep Baseball Georgia does a good job with just covering, players, and they've given me an opportunity to come out and just use my magic and do what I do. So those are some of the people that have definitely played a big part in my career.
We appreciate you, and yes, thumbs up to YP. I've run into Ryan on a couple of occasions, sitting next to him. I've learned a great
Mhm.
deal of content creating and just techniques and everything. He is just unbelievable. Well, Willie, I want to
Yes,
thank
sir.
you very, very much for your time. But before we let you go, we have a little segment on Inside the Park, and it's called the Change Up. And this is where we
Okay.
ask you three questions that have absolutely nothing to do with baseball in a way for our fans and your fans to get to know Willie Prince II a little bit better. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
In the morning, is Willie Prince a Starbucks guy, Dunkin' Donuts, or do you do a Nespresso kind of thing? What do you like to drink in the morning?
I'm not a huge coffee guy, but when I do drink coffee, it's Starbucks. I usually get a Starbucks.
What do you
I'll
get?
get something with a lot of sugar, and I have to get a glazed donut. Yeah, got to get the donut. Yeah. Yes.
I don't know when you'll have some time off, but when
Mhm.
you do take a break and you want to take a vacation with the family somewhere, what's Willie Prince's go-to spot? What's your favorite like vacation destination?
Okay. Favorite. So my favorite city in the country is New York City. I love going to New York. It's a special place to me. And then if I go to the West Coast, I love San Francisco. And then I spend a lot of time in Phoenix. So I just love the weather. So I would say New York, San Fran, and Phoenix would be my top three kind of destination places.
All right, this next question, everybody's got to think about a little bit, and I'm going to spread it out nationwide for Willie Prince. What is your favorite restaurant? You can give me a couple, but what's your favorite restaurant, and what does Willie Prince eat when you go there?
Man, that is a tough one.
Told you.
Man, so I'll give a local spot that's right here in Kennesaw, Georgia, where I live.
Perfect.
It's called Moon's Hibachi and Wings. I love going there. I usually get a 15-piece wing combo, hot honey with the lemon pepper sprinkles, and a side of a shrimp fried rice. And if I think about it on more of like a restaurant level, me and my mom, I always take my mom to Ruth Chris for Mother's Day, and I usually eat
Ruth
there.
Chris.
Yeah,
There you
yeah. So
go.
Ruth Chris is, and a lot of people kind of hate on it, but I love Ruth
Oh,
Chris.
no,
So that would
no,
be,
no.
yeah, yeah.
No. In fact, Edgar and I were just talking
We
about
were
that.
just
Ruth
Okay.
talking
Chris
about it.
is probably one of the best steakhouses in the country.
For
I
sure,
love it.
no
Yes,
doubt.
sir. Yep. Hmm.
All right. Any parting thoughts, Edgar?
No, I just really appreciate you coming with us and taking your time talking about Black Cobra Media.
Yeah,
Yep. Yes, sir.
keep it going, Willie. We look forward to seeing you out there at some of these either perfect game or prospect select or prep tournaments. And I look forward to learning from you. And we just can't wait for the next great thing that Black Cobra Media comes out with because it's always the best. It's always so entertaining and the quality is at another level. So
Yes,
hats
sir.
off to you and thank you for your time once again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Brr, brr.
All right, folks. Well, there you have it. Thanks for joining us on this week's segment of Inside the Park. We'll be back next week with a recap of the weekly games and some more interviews just like this. On behalf of my co-host today, Edgar, Uncle Mug saying so long, and we'll see you next time inside the park.
Go Canes.